MTBA Dogs. Well, it should be a good matchup here this afternoon. Your home team, the ZT Prospects Club, will take the field first, and we'll get you the defensive set for them. Starting things off will be Nathan Hanley White, the right-handed hurler. Will take care of business there. Starting things off, pitching for the club. Behind the plate, Mateo Victorio. Victorio managing things for his crew. And over on the first base side, starting things off, we'll have Daniel D. Badar. He's had some pretty clutch plays throughout this tournament. He's able to bring a big run across on a single and put them in a good position in their last game yesterday. Over on the second base side, Jordan Leon. Third base will be Easton O'Quinn. Over in the shortstop position, the sixth spot, Brandon Manavong will take care of business there for the club. Over on the left field side, Noah Geralamick. He'll take care of business there. Center field, Trey Lawrence. Lawrence will run the gambit. He'll cover the distance there out there in center field for the outfielders. And rounding things out on the right side, Brody Taylor. That's the defensive set. Your head umpire today, Jeremy, he'll call balls and strikes. He'll manage the game on behalf of Perfect Game. And, of course, the club's playing here this afternoon. His infield partner working down the first base side to start off will be Corey. Two-man operation here this afternoon. Semi-final matchup. The winner goes to the show. So Victorio rifles it down to second, and we will be ready to get things started off. The leadoff hitter for MTBA Dogs, Hermasura. Hermasura is a shortstop for the organization. Hermasura, solid player, and he'll lead things off for the club as Victorio, little sportsmanship there at the plate, which is always a good thing as we get ready to go. Our head umpire will put it in play. Jeremy says, let's play ball, semifinal matchup. And Hanley works ahead. The count is 0-1, a strike to start off with. Nate, a right-hander out of Florida. Curveball in for the strike, a good pitch there. And an 0-2 count for Hanley as he starts things off here this afternoon. Hermasura steps back in. And Victorio thought he had a strike there on the fastball, low part of the plate, just missing. And the count goes to 1-2. So a ball called there. And a ball missing at the plate. Hermasura not biting there. The count goes even to 2-2. So Hanley, quick work here. 2-2 count, though, evens things up here on the leadoff hitter, Hermasura. The 2-2 pitch, low, ball 3. And Hanley White takes Hermasura to a full count here, leadoff hitter for the MTBA Dogs. Time is called, granted at the plate. Hanley looking for a different baseball. They'll switch that one up. Humidity is fairly strong. Of course, this is Florida this time of year, and clear skies, but work up a sweat pretty quickly. Is Nate ready to go? The 3-2 pitch. Ball upstairs and out. Ball 4, Hanley. Comes in from the opposite field. And Hermasura tagged there. First base coach down there checking him out. And go down, but Hermasura will shut it down at third, and runners at the corners here on a hard hit ball for DeGrazia. So a single with no outs, and Gifford, the 4-hitter, correction, the 3-hitter Lizot will step in. Well, a walk and a single administered here as Hanley White just settling in. Semi-final matchup, winner gets to the show. Pitch on the way, good pitch there. Barberena's going to have to go a long way and not able to make the play on the second base side. Taylor throws it into third, and Lizotte in with a double and an RBI. So MTBA Dogs will strike first here in the top of the first frame. So Lizotte picks up an RBI and a double. And Gifford, the four-hitter, the right fielder for the MTBA Dogs, will step in. Hanley's first batter in Hermosura thought he might have had a strike three called, but that didn't come through. As Victorio sets up, and now runners at second and third with no outs and one over. So Lizotte gets the RBI double. Pitch on the way. Ball is low. The count is 1-0. So Manavong having a quick word with Nate Hanley White just to say, hey, let's settle down here and work for some outs. We got your back here on the defensive side. Meanwhile, Gifford wants to try to get more here with Hermosura at third. Time called and no pitch there, as it's not required to give the time to the batter. We've seen that happen before. Jeremy grants it, and unfortunately no pitch there. So Jeremy puts it back in. We're ready to go here. And a ball outside missing. The count goes to 2-0. So Hanley White and the prospects just looking for an out here. Lizotte at second, Hermosura at third. Ball's chopped foul, and strike on the books there for the batter Gifford. So 2-1 count as Gifford steps back in. And Hanley White will bounce one at the plate, and the prospects behind here immediately with no outs. A 3-1 count to the batter Gifford. And Carlos Avila, the head coach, a visit out to the bump to talk to the guys. Hanley White usually much more efficient. He's a good strike thrower. He's got good command of the plate. He can work both sides and up and down, but obviously a little bit of a challenge here early on. So Carlos just trying to get his guy to settle down here. So a 2-0 affair early on, top of the first frame, semifinal matchup. As Conley Samini, the extra hitter, steps in the 5 spot. And a strike outside. That locates. Correction, Gifford at the box. And the count goes full to 3-2. So the prospects looking for a much needed out here early on. The 3-2 pitch, left side, and that gets through on O'Quinn on the third base side. He tried to glove it, laid it out, but not able to put anything on it, and a well-hit ball down to the third base side for Gifford, and an RBI single there as Hermosura will come across. So 3-0 right away here for the MTBA Dogs as Conley Samini will step in. Conley comes in as the EH. Gifford over at first. And a ball missing there. The count is 1-0. And the ball gets away from Badar at first, and like that, the Prospects struggling a bit here in the first frame. So Gifford moves up 90 feet, and D trying to shovel it in the mid, and a little bit of a low toss there on Hanley's part, but nonetheless. Manavong in tight there over on Gifford at second. Ball outside. So a 2-0 count to Gifford as Gifford's at second, Conley with 2-0 count, and Nate working from the stretch. Upstairs fastball missing, and the count goes to 3-0. So Hanley White certainly having some challenges here early on. As I mentioned, very uncanny for him. So Gifford will check back up at second as he pushes off here and gets his lead. Manavong in tight on him. White takes a look. Pitch on the way. Good pitch there up the middle for a strike call. So Conley, Samini taking all the way there on the 3-0 pitch. As a ball jumps on the field, they'll get that cleared off. And we're ready to go here. And the ball's cut foul off of third base, so Quinn taking a look at it, but that's out of play. And the count will go full at 3-2. So the Prospects working hard for their outs here. So Conley Samini steps back in a full count. Chopper, high chopper in the air for a long time. Manavong, good glove there. And that ball hung up for a second or two, and Manavong had to wait for it, but he made the right adjustment and able to glove it and fire across. 6-3 put out there on Conley Samini, 1 out on the books. And runner moves over to third. So Manavong takes care of business there, and Gifford's at third. That brings up Newman, the 6-hitter. And a strike outside, so Hanley locates a curve there, and the count is 0-1. Victorio sets up, same pitch, back-to-back. Good movement there for Hanley. And working ahead here in the count on the 6-hitter Newman. The count is 0-2 with 1 out. Just joining us, a semifinal matchup this afternoon. And he runs it outside, thought he might have had it. A little too far out, and the count goes to 1. So 4 over as Perry will step in. And the count is 2-0. High fly ball. Barberena doesn't see it, and Brody Taylor comes in from the right side. So it was hit deep enough for Taylor to pull it in, but MTBA Dogs, they strike first and put a few up. Prospects will get on the defensive side, or offensive side will stand right here at the bottom of the first frame. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action here as the ZT 14U national team in the top of the first frame gave up 4 runs and now get on the offensive side. So we'll give you the defensive set for the MTBA Dogs. On the hill pitching, Mansell, the right-hander, he'll take care of business there. Behind the plate, Trantham. Over on the first base side, Perry will play first for the club. In the 4 spot, Newman. In the 5 spot, Heisler. In the 6 spot at shortstop, Hermosura. Your outfield, Myers in left, and Lizot will be in center. And Gifford will round things out over on the right side. That's the defensive set for the MTBA Dogs. Leading things off here for the prospects, Jordan Leon. So Leon will step in here. And opportunity for the prospects here, trying to get on the boards here in the bottom of the first frame. The winner of this moves on to the championship matchup. And we are ready to go here. So Mansell puts it in play. Pitch on the way. And a strike there at the plate, and the count is 0-1 on the curve. So a decent pitch there for Mansell. Pitch on the way. Ball's upstairs, fastball missing. The count goes even to 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch here. And a ball out and up, and the count goes to 2-1. So Leon looking for a knock here to get something started for the prospects as we're just in the bottom of the first. And curveball again, good pitch there. And the count goes even to 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Leon administered the walk there. And Victorio ready to go. Mansell will work from the stretch. Perry holds on. Pitch on the way. Ball is missing out. The count is 1-0. Leon with a decent lead over at first. Perry again holding him on. Ball out and up, and the count goes to 2-1. So Victorio letting that get through, not biting on the outer part of the plate, and the count goes to 2-1. So the prospects is working to chip away here in the bottom of the first with 4 over for the MTBA club. In the top of the frame, the prospects being the home team here, will get the bottom half. So tough break there for Victorio. Hitting right into the shortstop glove of Hermosura. Easto Quinn will step in. Bases are empty, 2 outs. And a ball just missing up, and the count's 1-0. Well, the prospects. Runner goes, a 1-hopper down to second. Hermosura puts the tag on, and not in time, but a good throw for Trantham as Easton O'Quinn with good speed will get in under the tag. Corey, the infield umpire, on the call. And the ball at the plate. Mansell steps off, and Trantham will head out. And you don't want to get crossed up on a pitch call with no runner at second for the prospects and Easton O'Quinn. So O'Quinn with the single steals a bag and finds himself in a position here with Barbarena. And a 1-0 count.
Work on them, baby. You got it.
So Barberena will step back in. So Barberena steps back in here, and we're ready to go. Masura shuffling around. Barberena right side, right to the first baseman, Perry, and he'll take it himself. So the prospects, they'll strand O'Quinn. We'll head to the second. Into a double play and lost 2 runners there, and then put 1 on, and O'Quinn, he got the second, but not able to. The Prime Club played Elite RBI in the first semifinal matchup prior to this game, and they went into a tie-breaking rule, and Prime was able to come out on top. So a big win for them, and they will play the winner of this game here, the second semifinal. So we're ready to go here as Mansell will step in for MTBA as Victorio and prospects ready to go. They go 8, 9, 10 here in the top of the second. And a ball misses there. The count is 1-0. And Nate runs it out, makes the adjustment, and he'll get a strike put up. The count goes to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch forthcoming here. Mansell in. Hanley to deal. And the ball's cut foul. The count goes to 1-2. O'Quinn's got to go up, a long throw, and no play at first. Seeing there, and stepping in will be Jordan Leon. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So a pitching change for the prospects. Coach Carlos Avila brings in Jordan Leon, the right-hander. He'll get some warm-up tosses, and we'll be ready to go here as we're early on here in the second frame, the top of the second. If you're just joining us, we welcome you this afternoon. I know folks on the West Coast, a lot of West Coast players in this organization and families at home. Manavong shuffling in tight at second, a lot of movement there. Pitch on the way, and that's low and in, and the count goes to 1-1. So a 1-1 count, and Myers steps back in. Bunt shown here, and fouled off. So the 1-2 count to Myers with no outs. So the Leon from the stretch. Victorio sets up a throwback, and Safe coming back to second, diving in, and Manavong trying to back pick there, and the runner gets back safely. And a ball chopped foul right at the plate. Heisler takes one, looked like maybe off his cleat, and the count goes to 1-1. And good pitch there. Slider there, and the count in for the strike. Right side, shallow. Barberena pulls it in, and back to second is in time. So Blake Barberena rolls off of second and fires it as the runner was on the move, and they'll strand one, and the Prospects will get on the offensive side. Right at the bottom of the second, the 2025 Perfect Game Beast of the East semifinal matchup. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back into live action, we're ready to go here. Trey Lawrence will start things off for the Prospects in the bottom of the second frame. And they'll go 5, 6, 7 hitters here as we get ready to start things off. So Lawrence steps in, and Mansell stays. And a ball out. The count goes to 2-1. So Lawrence being patient at the plate as Mansell runs it outside. Lawrence looking for a knock here. Prospects chasing 4 here to get even in the bottom of the second. Grantham sets up the 2-1 pitch. And a strike there. Lawrence taking a look. And the count goes to 2-2. Lawrence, high chopper, third baseman, Easy play there, throw across. And Perry puts the tag on. Perry had to elevate on the high throw, but he's a tall player and ended up slapping the tag on. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second, and Brody Taylor will step in for the Prospects. So a good play off of the third base side for Heisler. If you got a 6'3" or more first baseman, that gets away at the plate. And hit by pitch, Brody Taylor will get on board. So Taylor gets on with a hit by pitch from Mansell. And that'll bring up Noah Gerolamick. So Gerolamick here, and the Prospects trying to wake their bats up here in the bottom of the second. Brody with a decent lead. Perry will hold him on, throw back over, and safe at first. The infield umpire, Corey, makes the call. So Mansell here on the way. Ball's upstairs. Gerolamick lays off. The count's 1-1. Noah looking for a knock here for his guys with Taylor at first. Prospects just looking to chip away here in the bottom of the second. Another throw over. And Taylor diving back in. Safe call on the field. As we're ready to go here. Pitch on the way. And Gerolamick lays off there. And the count is 2-0 to the batter, Noah. Another throw over, another tag on. So Mansell obviously interested in what's going on with Brody Taylor over at first as continues to throw over here, and it's a 2-0 count to Noah Gerolamick. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses low and out, and the count goes to 3-0. So Noah patient at the plate here. And Mansell, the 3-0 count here. Coach Carlos down on third. And a strike outside. So Gerolamick taking all the way there, and the count is 3-1. Still in a hitter's count here for Gerolamick, and Brody Taylor still showing a little bit of movement over on first. The 3-1 pitch setting up. Pitch on the way. Ball's pulled foul. So Noah, 3-2 count. Out here, and a visit out to the mound. So Stout will step in here, and 2 outs, runners at first and second. And Jimmy Stout takes a cut, fouls it straight back. And the count is 0-1. So Trantham heads out to talk to Mansell. So Stout will step in here. The count is 0-1. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the second. And a hard hit into the gap. That'll drop in. Here comes one. They're going to check runner up at second. Brody Taylor will score. So the Prospects, they get on the board with Jimmy Stout and a hard knock to left center. And on board with a single there. So the Prospects, they get on the boards here with 2 outs, and Brandon Manavong will step in. So the Prospects starting to shift gears here in the bottom of the second. Geralamick at second. Stout over on the first base side. Ball's upstairs, fastball missing. The count goes to 1-0. Coach Sam down on the first base side, Avila over on the third base side. Manavong will step out, Mansell will reset. Brandon locked and loaded. And a curveball in for the strike. The count goes to 1-1. Time is called. Manavong will step out and reload.
Hey, keep working, Bash. Come on. Get in here. Let's go.
And a strike outside. Manavong. And a 1-2 count. Newman, the second baseman, in shuttling towards the second base bag with Geralamick. Modest lead, nothing significant here as Mansell ready to go with the 1-2 pitch. Newman shuffling around, pitch on the way. Manavong, shortstop side. And trouble there. And like that, the runners will move up 90 feet. So a broken play from Hermasura. So Hermasura there will put Manavong on board, which looked like it was going to be an automatic out, and they would have turned the side, but now runners at second and third. So Jimmy Stout over on second. And Jordan Leon will step in. And a visit out to the mound, and I can promise you there's some concerns about Jordan Leon. This kid, if he gets a piece of something, can send it. So perhaps a shuffling of the deck, we'll see. Stay with us, we'll be right back. So a pitching change here. The MTBA Dogs bring in Peyton Conley Semeni, the lefty. He will face Jordan Leon as Mansell did what he needed to do and right away a shake. So Peyton rolling up the calls here. Find the zone and the count goes fine. You might get a little glitch. Ready to go. We'll step in and a visit out to the mound. And the base is loaded here for Victoria. Who knows? So and the base is effort. So a ball at the plate, and the count goes to 1-1 on Easton O'Quinn. Third run. So a ball at the plate, and Manavong will score, and it's a 3-4 affair here. Prospects now with runners at second and third. For the prospects down the line, Coach Carlos Avila will step in. Jordan Leon. Ball is missing low and out. The count is 1-0.
Push, get it there.
Looking up, Gifford was on.
Sit back and wait on it, baby. We got the
Pitch on the way. Right side, right fielder making the adjustment. Should have a routine grab there and we'll pull it in. A fly outside to Hill for the Prospects. As we start the top of the third, you're enjoying the semifinal matchup, the 2025 perfect game. Beast of the East here in Panama City, Florida. We're at the Public Sports Complex, a beautiful facility just outside of Panama City area and close to the beaches. A great destination point for a lot of folks traveling here. So we'll head to the top of the order. Hermosura will start things off for MTBA as Manavong and company, and there the count goes to 1-1. So Leon evens it up here on Hermosura. And good pitch there.
Way to work, Jordan. Way to
Right
work.
there on the outside part of the plate. The count goes to 1-2. And a good looking pitch there for Leon. And a ball just missing out, and the count gets even at 2-2. On the defensive side, shift on first base. Leon, they won out here in the top of the third. Grazia will step in. He singled the last time he was at bat. And facing Jordan Leon for the first time.
Good spot, Jordan.
And the count is 1-0.
Go, Rob.
And Lizot will step in. Lizot, a double his last at bat. And the Prospects will pick up their second out here. Steps back in. And Jordan runs the fastball up and in. It's a 3-0 count to Lizot. With 2 outs here on the books in the top of the third. Probably taking all the way, and a strike there. Count is 3-1, still a hitter's count for Lizot. Jordan Leon and the Prospects looking for their third out here. With 2 down here in the top of the third. Pitch on the way. Hard hit ball, 1 hopper. Barbarena makes the adjustment, should be a routine play. A 4-3 put out, that'll turn the side over. They go 1-2-3 in the third. We'll head to the bottom. Prospects get back on the offensive side. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action here as we in the bottom of the third here in the semifinal matchup. The first semifinal was played earlier. Prime ended up beating Elite RBI, a great win. 2 good clubs that went into a playoff situation where runners are put on in the tiebreaker, and Prime ended up pulling through and winning the game. They were ahead by a couple of runs, and an excellent finish for their organization as they're waiting patiently for the outcome of this matchup here to determine the finals. So Brody Taylor will step in to start things off. Trantham heads out, talks to Mansell, staying on the mound. Correction. Mansell, I'm sorry there. We'll get a check here on the pitching. Hold here. Newman ready to go. Brody Taylor, right side, pulled foul, deep, out of play. And that ball is way out of play. Heading towards the 2:30 p.m. hour here in Panama City, Florida. You're enjoying the 2025 Beast of the East National Championships as Brody Taylor cuts it foul to the left side. 14U Majors Division. Pulls his glove off, and Carlos wants to have a word, like not saying whether it hit the barrel or the hand or what happened first, but I think they're going to bring him back. The 7 spot, prospects here 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. Sidearm toss, an adjustment there for Newman from the overhand delivery to sidearm. Counts 1-0. Ball missing up, the count's 2-0. It's on Gerolimic. And a strike called there. The count is and that ball gets away. And the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes on Bedard. Runner goes, Bedard, shallow flare, that ball's going to drop in. And Bedard gets a little flare to the left side, and that drops in. So Bedard gets on board with a single, and that'll move up Gerolimic 90 feet to second, and that'll bring up Jimmy Stout. Side and quick conversation. And that ball gets away at the plate just outside of the glove of Trantham, and that'll move everybody up 90 feet. And a ball at the plate, the count is 2-0. So another visit out to the mound, and might have got crossed up there on the pitch. So Stout will reload. And now the defense is ranged up here. And a strike at the plate, so Newman able to get one back, and the count goes to 2-1. Gerolimic with good speed at third, Bedard at second. And a ball misses out, the count goes to 3-1. Be Charlie Blaylock, looks like he's perhaps coming in for Manavong. Stout locked in, the 3-1 pitch forthcoming. And a strike on the inside part of the plate. Looked as though where Jimmy started to cross, thought it was a ball, it was actually in the strike zone. And the count goes full at 3-2. So a full count here. And Stout trying to keep things moving here for the prospects. The 3-2 pitch. Jimmy, third base side, foul. So the 3-2 count. as Stout steps back in. Ball 4 outside, so Stout will get on board with a walk. Disciplined at the plate there, and that'll load the bases up for Charlie Blaylock. Comes in for Manavon. So Blaylock takes a look at a strike. The count's 0-1 here, and the base is loaded. Ball's outside. Right side, that gets through. And here comes one in Gerolamick. And they'll cut it in quickly from the right fielder. And Blaylock on board with an RBI single. So the Prospects will bring over their 8th run here on the single by Charlie Blaylock. That brings in Jordan Leon still with the base. One out. Bottom 3. Ball up, the count goes to 1-0. Here in the Beast of the East tournament in Panama City, Florida. Some adjustments being made on the defensive side. Perry, who was over on first, is now coming in. And they shuffle the deck on the left side and left field. So Perry, I'm going to read into this with a ball in his glove, heads down to the pen to throw some. So we'll see what happens here. And a delayed call off of the plate. The count goes to 3-1. And a ball fouled off. And the count goes full at 3-2 to Jordan Leon. On deck for the Prospects, Nateo Victorio. Not sure what's going on here, but whatever it is, we'll find out momentarily. So a quick consultation with the umpires. They get that worked out. And we're not sure what that discussion was about, but nonetheless, it's in the hands. Jeremy, our head umpire, taking care of business, working with his partner. And whatever the situation was, I believe, was resolved there. So Victoria will step in as we're ready to go with one out. And the ball is up. The count is 1-0. And Victoria looking at ball 2. And a visit out to the mound as perhaps it might be a change here. Perry was getting some warm-up tosses down in the pen, and that looks like that'll be the case here for Newman. Stay with us. Pitching change coming up. We'll be right back. And another good pitch there, good location. So a 2-2 count to Victoria. And Mateo chops it foul as Perry comes back inside. The one out here, bottom of the third. Give you some information at the half inning here, and good stop behind the plate, and the count goes to 3-2. So a full count out the plate. Jeremy, our head umpire, puts it back in. We're good to go. Victorio popped up on the field. First baseman will come in underneath it, and Perry wants it. First baseman will call him off there. So Conley Semeni will pull it in, and they pick up their second out. And stepping in Easton O'Quinn. With Jordan Leon, Blaylock, and Jimmy Stout occupying the bases. And a good stop behind the plate, and the count is 1-0. And a good pitch, just missing outside, and the count goes to 2-0 to Quinn. As Easton looking to extend the inning here, there's 2 outs. Prospects have opened things up here in the bottom of the third. Back pick attempt down to first, and slapped on the tag. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go. Jordan Leon will start things off with the strike here. The count is 0-1. So Gifford steps in. They go 4-5-6 here in the top of the fourth. And Jordan runs it inside. A good-looking pitch there. And Leon will work ahead here at 0-2. Correction on the batter, Gifford. And a ball just missing. Cameron Walters taking over behind the plate for Nateo Victorio. Cameron Walters, a versatile player, member of the organization, and that gets away from Jordan Leon, and Gifford will find himself on board with a hit by pitch, and they put a runner on. So Peyton will step in. Conley Semeni. Lefty here, righty-lefty matchup with Gifford over on the first base side. Once again, we'll give you an update here in just a moment. And a good pitch, just missing inside. The fastball is 1-0. A couple things. Number one, we apologize at times for a little bit of glitching on the television screens at home and, of course, your computers or iPhones. As I've said before, and I'll say it one more time, it's challenging out here with the connectivity in such a big facility. You'd think they would have better service, but unfortunately they do not. And a strike call at the plate, it's 1-1. So looks like our signals are clean now, which is good. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it with not any issues. Pitch on the way, ball started to move like he was going to pull the trigger, and Peyton lays off. The count goes to 2-1. Time is called in the box, and Jeremy grants it to him, steps out. Just to give you an update on Jeremy, there was a pause in the last inning in the middle of the inning there, and Jeremy's been calling a lot of games here, was just running out of juice, and basically needed some electrolytes. These guys work so hard out here for perfect game, and when you're behind the plate, geared up, and temperatures as high as they are, certainly can wear you down and lose a lot of fluids, but he's okay now. And a good pitch, just inside, and ball 4. So Jordan Leon here with no outs, 2 batters on board. So Fuller will come in to hit. Fuller pitched yesterday. And now he's going to step in and swing the bat for the club with no outs here in the top of the 4th. So Walters heads out. Quick word with Leon. As I mentioned, the winner of this game will move on to the championship matchup facing Prime Baseball as they've concluded their semifinals against the lead RBI, Scott Marquardt and his club. Excellent organization, but just couldn't do it today. They went into a tiebreaker with Prime ahead, and they were able to pull it off as strike for Fuller at the plate. Count is 0-1. Time called here as Fuller will step back out. Pitch there, swing and a miss. The count goes to 0-2. So Leon working ahead here in the count. No outs, top of the 4th. And 4 prospects. Walters sets up. Pitch on the way. Shortstop side. They'll go 1 there. And Jordan Leon, he'll get the strikeout. Prospects. Well, that'll do it. The ZT Prospects. The time expires, and that will terminate the game. And I think both clubs are just trying to get verification from the umpire, and I think that's it. So time limit on the game there. That'll do it. The Prospects. And a great matchup. The MTBA Dogs, a fine organization. They pushed themselves to the semis. They were part of the Final Four standing, and a great effort nonetheless. They started out jumping out on the team right. Umpire Jeremy and his partner Corey. For Perfect Game and Chris Aller with the call, we will say so long. This one's in the books. Championship matchup coming up next. We'll bring it to you live.